slightly different video tip today. If you're trying to improve your golf but you're doing it without having lessons, definitely worth a watch.
So here's how a golf lesson should work. The last stat I saw was something like only 14% of golfers, that's somebody that plays once a month, only 14% of these people are having golf lessons. The rest either don't want to because they're just playing for fun, socially, completely fine. But the others that were trying to improve were doing so by either buying new equipment, watching YouTube, which again, if you get lucky, might work, but you've got to pick the right video for your swing, for your issue. And again, you won't really know what that is, so you could get lucky, you can improve by watching that. You're watching this video, so you're definitely watching others. Or they're chatting to mates and just trying to work out themselves. Not always the best thing. Anyway, we found the biggest reason these people were not having golf lessons was because they thought you had to get a lot worse before you got a little bit better. This is not the case. If you have a golf lesson, you should finish it in a much better place than you started. At a bare minimum, from a golf lesson, you should finish with at least the knowledge of what you need to work on to improve. But you should have seen signs of it in the lesson. You'll definitely leave the lesson, or you should, if you don't, we've done something wrong, you'll definitely leave the lesson in a better place than you started it. So I have an example here from a lesson yesterday. I had sort of TrackMan running in the background to show the player a few shots, and the issue was poor ball striking and shots going out to the right. Didn't like seeing the ball go sort of left to right. So we started with, there's a few shanks over here, and there's this sort of thing over here. This was the general pattern. So all this sort of stuff. So a bit weak and right, not many great contacts, and a few heely ones too. So we changed the club face, that was the main issue. Again, when we changed it, it was one thing we changed, and that had a big effect on the club face, obviously, the direction the ball went, and also the contact. So again, making one change, which is another misconception, you won't have 20 things to work on, be one or two things. So making one change, improve the contact and change the ball flight. And prior to changing it, and before the player hit a shot, I said, when you do this, if you hit it well, it's going to go to the left. So just to prepare the player for what might happen, we'll tell you where it's going to go before you hit it, just so you don't get any surprises or shocks when it goes over there. And it did. We changed the club face, good contact with a few, and we did some of this. So I understand how you may think that is worse, going from, you know, not bad, maybe short right of the green to long and left. But the issue was poor ball striking and going right. These are definitely not right, and the contact was a lot better. Okay, they are way left, but we sort of preempted that. We knew it was coming, told the player he's okay with it. Now, we're not going to leave him like that. They only took 3 or 4 shots to do that. So that was fine, so we moved on. And then when we gave him a better understanding of the direction the club needed to move and where the ball needed to start, we finished with this sort of thing. And you'd probably agree that's a better place to finish than where the player started. So it was more working on this, getting rid of these, better contact, having to hit a few to the left and then moving to the right. So yes, that yellow zone, I wouldn't call it worse. It's, you know, an improvement on what the player wanted, and it's different, but you're not going to get worse before you get better. That was the root of the lesson, if you like. Again, we always look for patterns. Like you can see, there's some quite obvious patterns. If you do something like this in a lesson, or even when you're training, if you do something like that and it's a one-off, ignore it, move on. It's not a pattern, doesn't matter. Look for patterns and then try and change those. But that's how lessons should work. You should improve instantly. You should see a difference instantly. Whatever it is you're working on, whether it's direction, distance, contact, whatever it might be, you should see a change at the end or throughout the lesson. So that's how things should work. Go and see your local pro if you want to improve. Any questions, let us know.